Edge designations, CFA Level 2, introductory video for the 2023 exam cycle. Let's get ourselves going straight away. First and foremost, let me just introduce myself. My name is Russell Jude, and I head up the program. Yes, I'm a CFA charter holder, and I'm the CEO of Edge Designations. Edge Designations is a prep provider, and we do the big three: CFA, FRM, and Kaya. No disrespect, of course, meant to any other designations, but we like to call these the big three. There may be others as well out there, of course. The reason for this particular video, okay, is twofold. Number one is to introduce you to CFA Level 2 in terms of what the CFA Institute, CFAR, brings to the party, what is expected of you, what's in the syllabus, what's in your exam, etc. So we're going to look at it first and foremost from the point of view, the CFA point of view. And second of all, towards the end of the video, okay, I will introduce you to Edge designations as a prep provider and just let you know what Edge can do for you if you are planning to study CFA Level 2 in 2023. So, first and foremost, okay, it sounds like I'm talking to the converted. Of course, everybody knows, I'm sure by now, that your exam is going to be what we call CBT, computer-based testing. Okay, of course, everybody knows CFA moved away from PBT, paper-based testing, to computer-based testing, not because of COVID, because the intention was always there to move towards computer-based testing, but I think COVID accelerated that process perhaps just a little bit. Okay, so everybody knows that the exam will be a computer-based exam. Okay, let's just have a quick look at what's in your exam, okay, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about things like what's changed from 2022 to 23, what's in the 23 syllabus, etc., etc. Okay, so here is what your exam is going to look like, okay. Exam session 1 is 132 minutes. Exam session number 2 is also 132 minutes. In both exams, you've got 11 vignettes, and this is where, for those that are new to CFA Level 2, okay, things change up a little bit from CFA Level 1. CFA Level 1, remember, you had 90 questions, 9-0, and each question was on something different. CFA Level 2, what happens over here is you get what they call vignettes. Vignettes stroke item sets. And what that is, it's a long story. And when we talk about a long story, it's a lot of case facts. Vignettes, or they sometimes are called, sometimes item sets. And these could range anywhere from 1 to 2 pages, okay, of case facts. Once you've gone through the case facts, okay, after that vignette item set stroke case facts, you will get 4 MCQs. Okay, and we know, of course, guys, that each MCQ is an A, a B, and a C. Okay, so your exam is essentially 11 stories. We call them stories, call them item sets, call them vignettes, call them whatever you want to call them. And after each story, there will be 4 multiple choice questions. And the maths is easy, guys. 11 vignettes, 4 MCQs, you've got 44 multiple choice questions. You've got 132 minutes to do them in. Well, that's quite quick. It's 180 seconds per multiple choice question, or 3 minutes per question. Okay, 3 minutes per question, or if one wants to translate that into each story, then you would have 12 minutes. Okay, 12 minutes per vignette or per story. Relatively quick, you've got to move. There's no time to mess about. One really's got to get involved and get going straight away. Okay, now, so if you have a look over here, you've got exam session 1, and they specifically don't give them any names other than exam session 1 and exam session number 2, okay, of which there is an optional break in between them. Each one is 132 minutes long. there we go, or 2 hours and 12 minutes. Okay, each one has got 11 vignettes or stories. Each one's followed by 4 multiple choice questions. So really, the exam session 1 and exam session 2 are carbon copies of each other. Just there's 2 of them. Okay, so but in terms of the material covered, the way they ask the questions, etc., they are exactly the same in exam session 1 and exam session 2. Topics covered, everything. Okay. That's what your exam's going to look like. When is your exam? And we move over the page over here just to have a quick look when your exams are. There's 3 windows for CFA Level 2, May, August, and November. The May window runs from 23 May to 27 May. August window, 29th of August to the 2nd of September. And your November window, at this point of a recording, we have not yet heard from the CFA when that window will be, but it's probably close towards the end of November, but we'll have to wait and see exactly when that one will be. Okay, I'm not going to spend much more time on this particular document with you guys because everything that's on here will also be included in the next document that I do want to look at, which is your syllabus documents. I'm going to switch across there straight away. Okay, and let's have a look at what is in CFA Level 2 for 2023. As per usual, guys, no change to what we normally see. Okay, and there are 10 topics, exactly the same 10 topics that you had in CFA Level 1. Quants, economics, it used to be called FRA. We haven't yet found a nice innovative name because the topic says financial statement analysis, and FRA sounded good. FSAR doesn't sound as smooth, I suppose. Corporate finance also now been rebranded to be called corporate issuers. Then you've got equities, equity valuation. You've got fixed income in there as well, derivatives, alternatives, and you can see these are all carbon copy from CFA Level 1. You've got portfolio management or Portman. And just for those that haven't been in the system for a little bit, perhaps maybe took a break of sorts, what you notice across all 3 levels, ethics used to be the very first topic. Okay, it's now been moved right to the back end. I don't think in terms of its level of importance perhaps, but just that's where they have put it for now. Okay, so when you start to go through your syllabus, don't get excited that there's no ethics. There is ethics, it's just been moved to the back end. Let's make this just a little touch bigger so we can see it a little better. I'll make it there. Okay, that looks a little bit better for me. Okay. And what I've done over here in this particular document is we're going through each and every single topic. Okay. What you notice as well, CFA Level 2 breaks topics down into 2 weightings. And what I want to do is let's highlight the smaller weightings in yellow as a start. So Quants gets a 5 to 10, economics gets a 5 to 10, corporate finance gets a 5 to 10% range weighting, as does derivatives and alts. Okay, so as you can see over there, guys, 5 of your topics, alts, derivatives, corporate finance, ecos, and quants get a 5 to 10% weighting. The balance get the bigger weighting, 10 to 15%. Financial statements, equity, bonds, Portman, and ethics. So really the CFA Level 2 syllabus breaks down nicely into 2 big sections. Half of them, or 5 of the big topics, get a 5 to 10% weighting. The other half get a 10 to 15% weighting. Those are your bigger ones. Financial statement analysis, equities, fixed income, Portman, and ethics. Those all attract a 10 to 15% weighting. Okay, now let's have a look what's in each of these particular topics. We start off first and foremost, let's have a look at quants. Now quants is, okay, it's really, okay, remember what's happened with quants, okay? The very first part of quants, which was there previously, which was called simple regression or introduction to linear regression, call it whatever you wish, has now been moved to CFA Level 1. Okay, so that's now had a nice move across. I think it is reading number 7 in CFA Level 1. That was the basic introduction to linear regression. So straight away when we start quants in CFA Level 2, what do you see? Multiple regression. Okay, multiple regression. So we do quite a bit on multiple regression. We then move straight through to time series, and then we've got our 2 machine-based, machine learning topics over there, machine learning and big data projects. Those have been in there for a few years now. Okay, so really, if you look at quants breaks down into 4 topics, and we'll discuss why it looks like it's much more than 4, but really, those first 4 are what we call multiple regression, time series, machine learning, and big data projects. What CFA have done, and they're starting to move towards this kind of this methodology, is, and you can see I've highlighted it up front here for you, it's called learning modules. So really you can see learning modules 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay, are all used to be one reading called multiple regression. What they've done now is they put them all together, they've split it up to make it a little bit more bite-sized, more chunk-sized, that you can get through each one of those 4 modules at each sitting that you do for your studies. But remember, again, those first 4 are all just multiple regression, nothing new, nothing fancy over there, very similar to what it was in the past. Okay, so when you look at quants, we could say there's 4 topics over there, okay, multiple regression, time series, machine learning, and big data. Okay, economics, same as it's always been. We've got currency, economic growth, and economics of regulation. What I've also done for you, if it is of interest to you, you can get you can gauge to an extent how big the reading is by learning the learning outcome statements, and we give them to you, of course, in our Edge notes. We give them to you learning outcome statement by statement. Okay, so we do that for you there as well. Okay. Financial statement analysis, again, carbon copy of what it was in the past. You've got intercorporate investments, employee compensation, multinational ops, analysis of financial institutions. That is a fairly new one, but it has been with us for a short while already. Evaluating quality of financial reports and integration of financial statement analysis techniques. Okay, corporate issuers, there's some new stuff over here. But again, when I'm finished doing all of this, I'll tell you what's really new and what's not so new. Okay, we look over here in terms of corporate issuers. You've got financial statement modeling. That's also in CFA Level 1. That's a new one that they've brought in. Number 2 and 3 are carbon copies of what we've always seen. Analysis of dividends and share repurchases. And then, of course, ESG, everybody's favorites. And then 4 and 5 are just remodeled a little bit of what they were in the past. Cost of capital, advanced topics, and corporate restructurings. Okay. But remember, again, corporate issues, it's a slightly smaller one and carries a 5 to 10% exam weighting. Your next 2 big asset classes, equities and fixed income, each carry a 10 to 15% exam weighting to them. Okay, what you notice about equities, for those that perhaps have been around for a bit, you'll notice it looks a little bit thin. Okay, and where are all the other readings? Okay, what they've done is they've kept everything exactly as it was. Okay, but they've taken 2 readings out. Of memory serves, I think it was return concepts, which was one of them, and industry analysis was another. So equity is carbon copy of what it always used to be, but 2 readings have been removed. And what they've really left for you, if you have a look over here, is the valuation methodologies. Dividend discount valuation, free cash flow valuation, market-based valuation, residual income valuation, and then valuation based for a private company. Okay, so no changes there, but just some deductions. Fixed income, carbon copy as it was for a while. We've got the term structure and interest rate dynamics. We've got arbitrage-free valuation framework, valuation analysis of bonds with embedded options. People do tend to struggle a little bit with this fixed income. It's not an easy one. Then you also got credit analysis models and CDSs, credit default swaps. Derivatives. So now, as you can see, guys, I'll just highlight them for you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are your 4 major asset classes. Equity and fixed income get the majority of the marks, 10 to 15% weighting, whereas derivatives and alternatives carry a 5 to 10% mark allocation. Derivatives, again, is always the same as what it's been for a while now. You've got pricing and valuation of forwards and valuation of contingent claims. As you can see, there are all of your options and forwards, futures, and swaps over there. Alternative investments, they keep moving this one around a little bit. I'm not sure what the intention is. We haven't quite worked that out in any kind of great detail. But they've kept private equity the same. They've kept intro to commodities and commodity derivatives the same. They keep moving around with real estate. Sometimes they combine it into one huge reading. Now you can see they've broken it down into smaller readings. Overview of the types of real estate, investments in real estate through private vehicles, and then through public vehicles. But all really, guys, real estate, real estate, real estate. Portfolio management and ethics are the last 2 we will look at over here. And remember, both of these carry quite a large exam weighting, 10 to 15%. And Portman is ETFs, exchange traded funds, multi-factor models, measuring and managing market risk, backtesting and simulation. It's a fairly new-ish one. Economics and investment markets, analysis of active Portman, and then trading costs and electronic markets. A lovely little reading to close off Portman. Then you've got ethical and professional standards. Same old, same old, same old. And the interesting thing about ethics for CFA level 2, it's even less than ethics for CFA level 1, because as you can see, all that you have in terms of ethics for CFA level 2 is the code and the standards. That's it. Okay, remember for CFA level 1 you had a little bit, there was a few introductory, there was a nice introductory reading. Okay, and you had a little bit over there on the GIPS, the Global Investment Performance Standards. CFA level 3, it also gets quite extensive. Level 2, I'm not sure, maybe they'll make a change at some point, but seems to have the lowest allocation towards ethical material of all 3. Okay, what I want to do now is I'm just going to very briefly, I'm going to erase this first. Oops, I've erased a little bit too much. There's your asset classes. And let us just erase everything I've done over here, and I want to just show you the changes for 20, particularly for this is really relevant for those that are redoing, unfortunately, perhaps the syllabus 2022 going on to 2023. Okay, so I'm going to discuss what we would probably call perceived changes and what are real changes. Now, in terms of quant, looks a little bit like it's changed because you've got all of these different ones over here. Okay, but really those are not changes. Okay, you'll find there's not much difference over there than what you have seen in the past. Okay, so when you go through these, you say, oh, but there's 4 now and there was only 1 in the past. Read through them and you'll notice, oh, hold on a second, these are all the old good old multiple regression stuff. I've seen this all one time before, not a real change. Okay, so let's say quants has not changed. Economics, no changes. Financial statement analysis, no changes. Corporate issuers, yes. Okay, we've got financial statement modeling over there. That one has changed. And 4 and 5 somewhat changes, mixed around a little bit. Most of the stuff you've seen in there already. Cost of capital and corporate restructurings, but yeah, those would be new readings. Equity valuation, no change over there at all, other than, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, 2 readings are gone. We've taken 2 of them out. Okay, one of them I think was called return concepts. Okay, and the other was related to industry analysis. So those, if you are perhaps using older notes or anything like that, please don't restudy these 2 particular readings. They are gone. Okay, fixed income, no changes. Derivatives, no changes. Alternatives, no real changes, but we can call them changes. But essentially what's happened over here was that, if you look at the 3 new things which are now put into module format, real estate, real estate, and real estate. So in the past we had one big reading on real estate. Now we've got 3 littler readings on real estate. So there you go. Portman, carbon copy stays the same, and ethics and professional standards stays the same, no changes. So if you have a critical look at your CFA level 2 syllabus, not a lot of change from 2022. Okay, but just a word of caution for those that are planning to use old notes, old exams, old questions. Just be mindful that there have been changes. Some stuff has come in, some stuff has gone out. Just be careful that you don't redo or keep doing stuff that perhaps is not included then in your syllabus. Okay, so hopefully by now you've got a good sense of what's in, what's out, what your syllabus for CFA Level 2 comprises. What I want to do now briefly, hopefully I've given you a decent look, a decent picture of the CFA side of things, and I'm just going to conclude this particular discussion, okay, with the EDGE program. Let me make it just a little bit bigger for you, just to show you what we as EDGE offer, what we at EDGE can give you. Okay, we've got 5 options for you. Number 1 is an online program. Okay, an online program is a cover. What do you get for that? A comprehensive set of notes. Everyone says, well, do you cover all the learning outcome statements? And the truth is, per CFA Institute, we have to do that anyway. So yes, we do, of course. Videos on the entire syllabus. We take you through the entire syllabus. It's about 60 to 80 hours worth of video. There's a formula sheet and, of course, a question bank. That's all part of option 1, completely online. It's on demand. Whenever you want to view it, it's ready for you. There you go. Option number 2 is a revision and exam program. Now, as part of this revision and exam program, okay, what you've got over there is a comprehensive set of revision notes. So this is much less than, of course, than the notes that we provide to you as part of our online program, because these are revision notes. You've got revision videos, again, 24 hours approximately. So essentially, and while we did it in terms of 24 hours, if you take a weekend off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can revise the entire CFA Level 2 syllabus one time. You've got a formula sheet in there, and you've got 6 exams on our new QBank. But again, I just got to caution everybody, it's not really 6 exams, it's 6 individual exams, which will be 3, what we would call 3 full exams. Okay, so a lot of candidates ask us, well, what if we want everything of the best that EDGE has got to offer? I'll say you will buy option 1 and you will get option 2 as well. That'll give you a complete look at the entire syllabus, videos, notes and questions, and a complete revision and exam practice as well over there. I'll draw a line over here because everything over here is now becomes a little bit more what we call a la carte. If you wanted just a question bank, well, you could just go for option 3. But remember, the question bank in option 3 is the same QBank as it is in option 1. So if you purchase option 1, don't go and purchase option 3. Okay. You can also get a full set of notes, okay, as part of option 4. But again, that's covered over there in option number 1. A comprehensive set of notes is there as well. So if you're just looking for specific stuff that you wish to look at, then there we go. You've got your practice exams over here as well, option 5. But again, they are there as well in option 2. So if you just be careful, we get a lot of candidates, and I'm often, maybe I should make it a bit clearer as we go forward, but I often have to issue some refunds to candidates because they double purchase stuff. So hopefully that will give you a bit of an indication then on what's out there. Just very briefly, I'll conclude with this just to give you my personal details. Okay, Russell J at ebs.co.za if you want to make contact, and then EDGE's website, www.edge, try and spell this correctly, it's edgedesignations.com. Everyone said, why did you pick such a long name? And I said, the reason we picked such a long name is because it tells you exactly what we do. We do designations. CFA, FRM, and CHI. So I love the meaning of our name, but yes, it's a little bit long, but it's meaningful in that. This brings hopefully by now, guys, you've got a bit of a sense of what we do at EDGE, what CFA can offer you for CFA Level 2 for your exam, the content, etc., etc. At this point, we will close off. I want to wish everybody a most fantastic and successful exam studying session. Best of luck with the exam. And just best wishes to everybody from us here at Edge.